Alright guys, welcome to the Mountain Man Initiative, where taking the initiative is our business. I'm going to pick up where we last left off on the 318 TBI, where we're removing the SMOG system and all that. I finally figured out what the squeaking noise was going on with my belts and the SMOG pump, so we can actually remove it this time. So lo and behold, these belts were causing a lot of the squeak, because I also had bad engine mount, so I thought that's could have rattled something loose and I had pulley alignment. Nope, just bad crappy belts. So in order to get good belts, I found these Dayco on Rock Auto, the part number being 15605 and the alternate being 11A1535. These have solved that issue, and now I can actually show you how to take off this belt and the SMOG pump all together. So we're going to start by doing all that fun stuff now. Alright, so in order to remove the SMOG pump, we're actually going to have to disconnect this bad boy right here, the battery, because we got this ground cable that attaches to the bolt that also holds the SMOG pump here in place, the air pump. So without further ado, let's do that and get our air handling out of the way so we got more clean, easy, and free workroom. One of the first things we need to do is loosen the SMOG pump and the belt and get the belt off, and then from there we can continue. So you got a 15mm bolt right here on the back. Right here you're just going to take your wrench and go down with it. And then eventually this tab here, that's how you what the bolt uses to tighten against, it tightens against itself. You'll break that free, and then that'll end up moving all the way around, and then it will start to untighten and become loose, and we'll be good to go. Alright guys, so once you get this loose, you're going to go ahead and take your SMOG pump and push it down like so all the way. It'll bottom out on said track. I'm going to pop this out of the channel like so on that one pulley, and you're actually going to get it off all the pulleys, and then you're just going to walk it around outside the fan, just like how a chain pops off a bicycle sprocket. And then once you get that, throw it away. We're done with that. And then we're going to come back here and get this entire bolt undone by just keeping on cranking on it. Well, note to self, definitely pick this bad boy up like so you can actually get the bolt out. Then I would encourage you to keep everything together so you don't lose it. Then we got to get to this back one, which is 15mm as well, and we'll just go ahead and start cranking it off. Alright, so once this front bolt here, let me get around here. So when this bolt starts spinning, you're going to want to get your Mexican speed wrench, crescent wrench, whatever you want to call it. And you're just going to take it and use the hold it in place. If you got another 15mm wrench, you guys rock. I don't. So that's how we got to do it. Alright, well, since I dropped the bolt, it's in the bottom, but we'll go ahead, or the bolt, the nut, but we'll get here in a second. Alright guys, I have just noticed that we have an issue here. So right here we have this bolt and it's going to interfere with this guy. So I'm taking it, we're going to also have to take off these 3 right here, and hopefully that should pop off and give us enough room to take that bolt out. At the same time, we could take our ground and get rid of it, and I'll just shove it in here so we don't have to worry about it, and we'll be good to go. Well, I lucked out. This is a 10mm, good to know. Alright, there's our pulley. Alright guys, finally the smog pump is out of here. It is no longer away. It's no longer going to slow the engine down because it's another thing it has to power by belt. It is not pumping air into the system. It does absolutely nothing now, so we have gained maximum horsepower and performance by removing this thing. Be careful with it because you never know when you're going to need it, and I doubt they're readily available anymore, so hold on to it. Let's go ahead and put all this stuff back on here so we don't lose it while we have it in mind. Alright guys, we're going to need this bolt again and this nut and our ground wire. But before we do that, we need to clean up all that stuff. So let's grab a wire brush and clean up all the surfaces so that thing does its job and it's a little bit more happier. Alright guys, now look, we got all this nice lovely room here. Now we can actually see the harmonic balancer and the timing if we were to do any of that fun stuff. So I'm pretty glad to say this is so far has been a success, but we still got to turn her on and make sure everything's happy and ready to rock and roll. Alright guys, let's go ahead and get our bolt and our ground put back together again, and we will be able to start her up and make sure everything's good to go, and after that we'll be done. When I noticed here, a lot of the casing started to come off of the wire here, so I just beefed it up with some electrical cable until I get the chance to what's the word I'm looking for here, buy a new one, and we'll be good to go on that half. So anyways, we're gonna go ahead and route it this way around. I think it'll be better than letting it run here between the valve cover, and then from here we'll probably take some baling wire and make sure it has a nice little loop here, and we'll be good to go. Alright guys, she's finally gone and everything's buttoned back up, so let's go ahead and start her and test her to make sure everything's good to go. Alright guys, there you have it. You see she's running, she's looking beautiful, everything's good to go. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, check out all the other videos on how to get to this point and the stuff that I've came across. There's a lot of juicy information in the other videos that you'll need to make sure you get this job done. Other than that, thanks for sticking with me, thanks for checking it out. Give me suggestions on what stuff you might want to see next or learn. I'm doing this all out of pocket, so it is as fast as I could get to it and produce it, and also off a priority of what I need to do to her to make sure she's staying safe and running. Other than that guys, have a good one.